I remember the day mostly by how tired I was. Not the kind of tired that comes from a bad night of sleep, the deeper kind. The one that settles in your bones and makes every decision feel heavier than it should. That morning, I woke up already exhausted. My head felt thick, my body slow. Even sitting up in bed took effort. I told myself it was temporary. That if I just got through the day, I'd feel better tomorrow. That's what I always said back then. I had learned to negotiate with discomfort, to downplay it, to treat weakness like an inconvenience instead of a warning. I made coffee but didn't finish it. The smell alone made my stomach turn. I sat at the kitchen table longer than usual, staring at nothing, trying to gather myself. My phone rang. It was my son. His voice sounded concerned. He asked how I was feeling. I told him I was fine. That was a lie, but a familiar one. I didn't want to worry anyone. I didn't want to be a problem. He said he was coming by later, just to check on me, just to help with a few things. I agreed without thinking. Agreeing was easier than explaining how I felt. As the morning went on, the fatigue deepened. My hands shook slightly when I stood. I had to sit down halfway through getting dressed. I remember thinking that everything felt slower, like I was moving through water. But my mind was still clear enough to feel embarrassed. Embarrassed that I couldn't do simple things without effort. Embarrassed that my body was betraying me. When my son arrived, he noticed immediately. He asked again how I was feeling. I shrugged. Said I was just having an off day. He looked at me longer than usual, then said maybe I should rest, that he'd take care of things. That sounded like relief. Rest had become something I craved. Not sleep, relief from effort. He moved around the house confidently, familiar, comfortable. I watched from the chair, letting him decide what needed to be done. At some point, he mentioned paperwork. Said there were things that would be easier if we handled them sooner rather than later. I don't remember the exact words. Only the tone. Calm, reassuring, like this was routine. Like it wasn't urgent. He said we could talk about it later. That it wasn't a big deal. That we'd wait until I felt better. I nodded. Not because I understood, but because nodding took less energy than asking questions. That's the part people don't understand. When you're sick, decisions don't feel dangerous. They feel exhausting. You choose the path that requires the least resistance, the least thinking, the least confrontation. I remember lying down that afternoon, fully clothed, not planning to sleep, just needing to stop moving. My thoughts drifted in and out. I heard my son on the phone in the other room. Low voice. Serious. I didn't ask who he was talking to. I didn't have the strength to be curious. Later, he came back in, asked if I was comfortable, if I needed anything, water, medicine. I said no. He sat nearby for a moment, quiet, present. It felt safe. That's important. I felt safe, not alert, not cautious, safe. And when you feel safe, you stop guarding yourself. I didn't know that day would matter. I didn't know it would be remembered. At the time, it felt unremarkable. Just another bad day. Just another moment where I needed help. I didn't feel like I was making decisions. I felt like I was surviving the day. And that's how it began. Not with pressure, not with force, but with fatigue. If you think stories like this should be told, you can support the channel by liking this video. If you want to keep watching, subscribe to the channel. A new episode every day. Cool doesn't always mean fair.